Welcome in, race fans. This is Inters Racing League. We are here at the home race of Australia to witness our best crop of drivers once again battle it out for bragging rights before we head into the 2-week Easter break, reconvening for round 8 in Qatar. Looking back at last week, it was Mercedes' number 1 pick KLX who snatched back the spotlight with a convincing win at Jeddah, closing the gap to overall leader. Ferrari's number 1 pick, the GOAT Yusuf, to just 34 points. While Yusuf was a P3 last week, that increased the overall gap to Chilpill, whose Red Bull sits just 8 points behind in second position. And of course, Marty, I'd be amiss to not mention your teammate in the McLaren, Websy, sitting in overall P3, 25 points off the flying Ferrari. As I welcome you in, mate, is there any insight you can share during team preparation leading up to the league's home race here today in the glorious sunshine of Melbourne?
Oh, the glorious sunshine indeed. And for those that remember Jonah Lomu Rugby, I can tell you it is hot, it's sticky, and it is humid. So in behind the scenes, Bruce, if we were talking earlier, there has been some setups floating around that are just absolutely ace. I ran one last night, ended up P4. Unfortunate for the carryover penalties, but no more to be said about that. So we can look forward to a fantastic race here in the beautiful sunshine. What a banger it's going to be. Just some quick stats. So 5.278 kilometres is the length, 29 laps is the distance. It is a clockwise track of 16 turns, 10 to the right and of course 6 to the left, DRS down the main straight. Then after turn 2, heading towards turn 3, the hairpin of turn 3, and then of course the newly profiled part of the track from turn 9 down towards the infamous graveyard chicane. It is going to be an absolute banger as a few cars do go out on the track. The letter P, of course, the letter P, P5, sitting P5 on the tower at the moment, but with no times on the board just yet. We had a quick chat to Mertz. He's a little bit nervous in the Alpha Tower, but he's going to go out and throw out a banger. Some big names. Of course, we've got Bambi in the Williams, reserving, as we know, with his teammate Checkered Flag. I think someone's got a qualifying ban, I think. Is that Luke Fellow? I can't see on the board.
No, that was Tier 2.
Oh, sorry, was it Tier 2? Sorry, yes. Mm-hmm. Can you tell us any reserves that are on the board at the moment?
I can, mate. Yeah, as you mentioned, we've got Bambi in the Williams today, so he's replacing Scotty. Scotty's missing. I think this might be his second or third race in a row he's been missing. We know he's been really busy, Scotty, so shout out to him if he's listening today. I'm sure he'll want those Williams cars to do well. And, of course, in the Alfa Romeo, we are missing Wicked Vicky, who's had a very strong season with his teammate Roscoe out there. But today we do have the letter P stepping up into Tier 1. He's been in red-hot form the last couple of weeks. I think he will move up to a P5 in yesterday's results after a few penalties get dished out, I believe, Marty, something like that. So I think that's 2 P5s in a row for the letter P. So, as I said, he's been very strong recently, and interesting to see how he goes with the Tier 1 boys. We know during quali, that's where he's strongest. I think he was in the top 7 for quali yesterday. Very strong times yesterday. In Australia for Tier 2, so we'll keep an eye on him. And of course we are missing the driver that's just been signed to AlphaTauri, and that's Pratham. He's going to miss this week, but he'll be back for next round in Qatar, so replacing him today will be Wilbur. He's reserving, and I think that's the 3 we are missing. It's Toddy today, and we don't have another one for Red Bull. Actually, Sam, we do have a late replacement. Sam is stepping up in the Haas today, replacing Secret, who was a laid out. He had a couple of his cords melt together and cooked his game. So, yeah, that's a rough one.
That's technology for you. I got a message from Quiet Cake earlier, who was actually running a different wheel last night by the sound of it. Sounds like the firmware on his SF1000 wasn't doing too great, and he just couldn't quite get the update installed in time. So a few buttons were a wee bit of a miss there. A little bit of hearsay, but I'm sure the stewards will look into that and see what they can come up with. So no times on the board. Websy has done the Inters run. Websy in the McLaren, he's just decided to jump on the intermediate wet tyres there and throw out a lap just to get his eye in if he can. The letter P chucks 17.8, not a bad banker. Now, I think pole last night for Tier 2 was a crikey. Was it a 16 something?
I believe so.
I think a 16.8, mate? No, it was a 16.4 by the Battle Cat. That's right. His first pole at Inters.
17.4.
No, it was a 16. Was it a 17? I'm pretty sure it might have been a 16.4. Nah.
I'm looking at the time.
Oh, you're looking at the time? 17.4? Never mind then. Don't worry about me. Yep. But there's a 16.8 on the board from Chilpill. So that's a banger in the Red Bull. The two Williams sitting 2 and 3. Checkered flag Bambi 17.3s. In fact, the exact same time for both of the Williams. Identical times. What are the odds of that? As KLX puts a 16.9 on the board. Well, so
I can tell you the odds are high. I'm pretty sure we had Matty AU and
oh yeah,
I can't remember, but we did have 2 drivers go the exact same time yesterday. So it's a common theme at the moment in Inters.
Yeah, it does seem to be. So 12 minutes left in the session. DRS Open for checkered flag. Let's jump on to who else have we got? So we've got Webbs, who's actually got front wing damage. He's missing a right hand end plate on that McLaren, which is unlike Webbsy, I'll be honest. He's got his rain light flashing on the back there, I think, or the recharge light. So into the 16s we are already, and we're barely even. What is it, 16? I can't see the time because there's a caution in the top left. There's a yellow flag somewhere. A car going slow, look like a Williams behind, just getting out of the way of Webbsy. So Webbsy's going to be boxing this time around for a new nose on the 43 McLaren as it just comes around to the final couple of turns. So beautiful day here in Australia. I'll tell you what, it's going to be a cracker of a race. It's 29 laps. That's a long way to go. And so far this weekend, Broseph, we've seen a few safety cars.
Oh, mate, have we ever? I think we've seen the total number of safety cars that are allowed in the game in each tier so far, in Tier 3 and Tier 2. I know we definitely had 4 of them on Friday, and I had to pit 4 times. So I think I ended up in the top 10, and it was just one of those. Australia is one of those where it's not an enduro, it's not 100%, but it feels like it sometimes with the amount of crashes and the amount of hard racing and avoiding you have to do out there. And in the matter of a few laps, if you've got the right amount of tyres on at the end of the race, you can really jump quite a few positions. We saw 2 cars actually DNF going around the final corner on the final lap. That was Buster, team principal of Alpine, and Brian Bromley of Mercedes. Just hooked up their tyres, and I think Buster had a bit of a run on the inside, and they came together. It was really unfortunate, and of course 2 guys that were going to finish inside the top 10 DNFing right before the finish line, so heartbreaking stuff there, but just goes to show how tight and tough it can really be out here on this circuit. And if you haven't got your I's dotted and your T's crossed, Marty, yeah, you can end up in the wall and it'll be all over before you know it.
Yeah, all over Red Rover. Speaking of all over Red Rover, I can just tell you Mertz had just done a middle purple sector, and he's just managed to invalidate, just coming around, I think it was turn 13, 14 somewhere. He's just gone a wee bit wide onto the exit curb, and that was going to be a stonker of a lap. So Mertz seems to be going around again for some reason. I reckon he was just putting that time on the board just for himself, so he knew what he was doing. But a 19.3 for Mertz and P9 in the Alpha Tauri. That car is looking like it's on rails. He's going to chuck on. He's actually done 3 laps on those soft. So the letter P going out on a brand new set, and they are the oldest tyres in the field for Mertz. So he's going to be jumping in 10 minutes and 5 seconds left in the session. He's going to be strapping on a new pair of shoes, as we do see. I'm just looking on the mini-map here, bros. If the 2 McLarens have gone out simultaneously, Webbsy in front with Shawnee behind. Now, I wonder whether there's going to be some team tactics here, a little bit of a slipstream, Shawnee P7, Webbsy P12. I wonder whether they're going to switch, and it's going to be Shawnee in the front giving Webbsy a tow down the main straight. Could be.
Oh, yeah, definitely team tactics going on here. I know Webbsy and Shawnee, quite cunning drivers and really talented, you've got to say. Webbsy, obviously one of the top drivers out here, sitting in P3 overall in the Tier 1 standings. And Shawnee really coming into good form last weekend. He was finishing 4th in Saudi Arabia. It was his best showing of the season. So if these two can work together. And we have Jerobot, who is joining the session. So it looks like Broke Vegan, I did send him an invite. He was ticked in. Doesn't look like he's going to make it. So I guess one of the boys has green flagged Jerobot into Tier 1 to jump in the Ferrari. So Marty, I think last time Jerobot reserved in Tier 1, I think he finished in P8. Just waiting at the back for a few safety cars, but obviously putting in a few good stints of driving there, obviously, to collect some good points and bring the car home.
Absolutely. Speaking of P8, I've just watched a few videos.
Shawnee's
out. Oh, that's
turn 1. 2.
That is turn 1. That is turn 2. That is on the exit.
2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2.
He has got that all wrong. And I'll tell you what's done that, Broseph, is the curb on the inside of turn 1. That has unsettled the car. And I was going to say that when we do our hot lap, it just unsettles the car, something terrible. And it's not great. It just throws it all sorts of sideways. And the wall on the outside of 2 is very, very close. There's no runoff area there. It just goes curb, wall. And if you touch that, that's all she wrote, unfortunately, for the McLaren of Shawnee. Oof.
I was on board with Shawnee, and bloody hell, I need to change my underwear now.
Yeah, but I'll tell you what, his teammate, purple middle sector, this is going to be a banger from Webbs. He's sitting on a 25 on those Inters tyres, 25.8. That's nothing to what I'm sure his pure pace actually is. 36 on exit in the ERS coming down towards turn number 14. Now 15, the left-hander, the almost hairpin left-hander, as you've got to be very, very careful on the application of the throttle there, as we can see. Does go full throttle nice and early. DRS wide open. Down towards the start-finish line across, he does go P2. That was a stonker, 16.909 for the 007 of Webbsy in the McLaren. Banger.
Yeah, less than a 10th. Yep. Between Webbsy there and Pole, of course. So, yep, very close there. Of course, you got KLX, as I mentioned in the intro, last week's winner there. So it's the usual suspects in the top 3. Look at the Aston Martins, if you don't mind, sitting P6 and P7 respectively. So Mercy getting his first podium last week in Tier 1. Obviously, the Tier 2 champion last season, Mercy. That's 2 titles at Inters Racing League he's collected over the years. And so he's really finding his feet now in Tier 1. Letter P, currently P9 in the Alfa Romeo. Roscoe yet to go out and set a lap, his teammate tonight. I wonder if they're in comms together, and Roscoe just coaching up the young fella. We know the Letter P, it's his first season racing here full-time at Inters. So,
and he just goes P4 with a 17.2.
Woof.
He just smashed it. Yeah.
Wow, well done. He'll be stoked with that one. Let's hope he can keep his nerve out there, Marty.
Yeah, absolutely. Just thinking, we've got about 6 and a bit minutes left in the session. I think it might be time to just flick around and do a wee bit of a hot lap. What do you think?
Oh, absolutely. Who have you got your eye on? I was just thinking about that.
I'll tell you what, Roscoe's just gone purple middle as well. I think it's a little bit deceiving. I'm not sure how the game judges the middle of the purple sectors. I think it may be a wee bit of a glitch. But I don't know. Who's on an outlap?
Well, I've got Wilbur coming around the final turn, but it's really your choice.
No, that's...
Roscoe might be coming around here as well. No, Roscoe's finishing a lap, actually.
Roscoe, I think, is just
Let's just see what Roscoe
lap.
puts in here. Yeah.
So let's just see. We do have Mertz. He's a wee bit further around the track, but he is... So we've got a yellow.
6 Roscoe up into P11.
Oh, we've got a yellow. Is that Graveyard? That's an Aston Martin. Is that Roscoe? No, it's not Roscoe. That was the letter P, I think. Oh, he might have been going slow to let a car out of the way. Yeah, just getting out of the way.
Yeah.
So we've got Mertz going extremely slowly. It almost looks like he's retiring the car in the graveyard there. He's just pulled right over to the left. Oh, you know well done, Mertz. He got out of the way like no tomorrow. I know Mertz is pretty quick. Should we do a lap with Mertz?
Well, as I said, it's up to you, mate. He's coming around, so I think this is probably the time.
I think it might be the time. All right. Oh, well, he gets a little bit of understeer there coming down through turn number 15, but all right. Well, let's do it. Albert Park, as ever, it is time to buckle up and neck up your pelicans. Let's go for a hot lap in the hot, sweaty heat of Australia. So it is a long run down into turn 1. This is the curb that can unsettle the car. He doesn't touch it. That's a great exit, 4th, 5th. That's the wall there that you've got to watch out for, but he's so careful of those curbs. DRS wide open under the Aramco sign. This is a wee bit of a sketchy corner, turn number 3, not quite a hairpin. You've got to take it nice and tight so you can get the good entry here into turn number 4, turn number 5, absolutely flat out. Whitefoot, I think it is actually down. This is where the track starts to get a wee bit interesting. They've reprofiled this corner here. That is turn number 6, now 8. This is where the big long straight is, where the lower downforce cars will make the absolute most of the slipstream, of the DRS DRS, which is just right there. Flicks it open, flat out 8th gear, 52% battery left. It is on hot lap mode, down towards the graveyard now. We go turn 11 and 12 on the pallet, nice and early. Doesn't touch the curves, but uses all of the curve on the exit and flicks it open. That was absolutely fantastic. That is your third DRS zone there under the Pirelli sign, down towards turn number 13, with it's actually also called a Scari. It's a wee bit of a wiggle on the rear end as well, down towards turn 14. That is Stewart, turn 14, Lenovo sign over the roof, goes into the hairpin now of turn number 15. This is a tidy lap from Mertz. Apart from the wee bit of a squiggle, you've got to get on the power nice and early here, flick the DRS open, watch out for the wall on the outside down towards the start finish line. It's a long way if you're on a hot lap, but P14 and 18 flat for Mertz. It was a tidy lap. I bet he lost about half a second, to be honest, with that wee bit of a squiggle in the rear end, but he doesn't quite have enough time to go back in and then back out. But anyway, that is a hot lap around Albert Park. What a banger.
As ever, Marty. Yep, cracking lap there. Solid lap there from Mertz. Yeah, look, I know this isn't his favourite track, and yeah, I think he'll be fairly happy with that one. Sitting P14 at the moment. Maybe another chance if he's got a bit of fuel in there, just a cool down lap, and he can go again. We know this track has got some good evolution in it as it closes down to the end of qualifying. Yeah, no doubt about it. So,
yep.
Chilpill, yep, P1 at the moment, still with that 16.8. And you've got KLX there with a 16.8 as well. So looks like KLX has gone a little bit faster again there recently. We've got Aussie 2K Goat, the team principal of Mercedes, just starting his hot lap now. So let's get on board with Aussie. Look, he's had a bit of sketchy form recently, a couple of DNFs, but we know he's very solid. He was a Tier 2 champion not so long ago and bumped up to Tier 1, and he's been there for a couple of seasons now, performing very well. So I know he will want to really perform tonight for his team. Mercedes have been struggling. They were leading the overalls in the first couple of weeks of this season, or just the car getting out of the way. They're just in time. It may have hindered Aussies.
Yes.
Yeah,
there was a wee bit of hesitation there, wasn't there? Yeah.
Yeah, looked like it. Yep. But as I said, yeah, Mercedes just falling off slightly the last few, and we've got Luke retiring in the Haas there. He's got a bit of traffic to contend with. He does.
There's another car. There's 4 cars. He is making that look absolutely beautiful.
Wow.
Everyone, well done to everybody getting out of the way there too. Credit to them. They did fantastic to move off the racing line. So they've also newly reprofiled this corner too as well, turn 13. Used to be a bit more, I think it was a bit quicker now, but they've sort of made it a wee bit sharper. It seems to slow the car down quite a lot. Good passing opportunity too after the DRS zone, of course.
It's a tricky corner. It is He just lost traction out of that corner. I think the angle was a little bit too tight there. So that compromised him heavily, and Aussie's going to sit in P15 with a 1:18.1. So I'm not sure there's time to go again. I don't think so. I can't see the clock right now, but...
Nah, we'll be less than 2 minutes now, I think. Yeah, no. That might be all she wrote for Aussie. And the Mercedes, of course, his teammate KLX up at a 1:16.864 on outlap again. Chilpill is on a hot lap as well. Of course, these guys have a few minutes left. Maybe, they've got 19 seconds. God, I hate how it puts the caution up there where we can't see the time. That is frustrating. But anyway, so a few seconds left in the session. All the cars crossing the line just in time as track evolution's at its best. You want to be the last guy going over the line if you can, or the rubber laid down on the road. And evolution, of course, at the top mark this late in the session as the timer goes down to 0 in this 18-minute qualifying session. Time remaining on the board, of course, doesn't mean you can go out again. Just means that's the time you've got left to do a lap. So we'll see who pops the time on the board. But I mean, Chilpill, KLX, Webbs are your top 3 at the moment. Like you say, Bruce, of the usual suspects.
Yeah, no doubt about it. So we just had Yusuf actually go across the line with a 1:16.8 in the Ferrari to go P3 overall. So that's where he'll sit. No higher for Yusuf at the moment. We've got a Mercedes coming across the line. Must be KLX.
No, KLX just invalidated. He just invalidated at 12. Yep. Unfortunate.
So, yeah, Aussie will get to go again. Bambi, that's enough for him. Did he retire there? Yeah,
I think he did in pit lane, yes.
So letter P, that'll be P6 for him at the moment. Checkered flag, P7 at the moment with a 1:17.3. We've got Roscoe and Wilbur.
Cross the line, sitting with Roscoe at the moment.
Yep,
Oh,
Wilbur just put himself
Roscoe.
up in a P9.
Oh, that's a good one.
And Roscoe,
17-1.
yeah, up in a P6. Yeah, very strong performance there. So I think that might be it, Marty. Oh, Mertz, actually. Mertz I don't think he's improving. He's coming into pit, so that will be it for qualifying. You got Chilpill, P1 in the Red Bull, KLX in the Mercedes, P2. You've got Yusuf there, the GOAT, in the Ferrari, P3, Websy, P4 in the McLaren. Bambi, very strong performance there, reserving in the Williams, P5. Roscoe and his teammate, P6, P7 for the Alfa Romeo. Strong performance there, checkered flag. Newly signed driver in the Williams there, performing very nicely in qualifying for his team. P8 there, so Ray, the team principal, very happy to see both those both those drivers up in the top 8. You've got Wilbur, who's reserving for the AlphaTauri tonight in P9. That's a very strong qualifying there. Extinct Body for the Alpine in P10. Isign Rhino P11 for the Aston. Mercy in P12. Looks like Shawnee was P13, and we'll go through the rest in just a second, but look, Marty, it's going to come down really to lap 1. I think it was fairly clean in Tier 2 when they got away yesterday. There was a little bit of contact at the back, if I remember, but nothing too crazy. We had a couple of cars pit, but there was a bit more chaos in Tier 3 on Friday night initially. But, yeah, if these guys can just get through probably the first sector clean, they should get away all right after that. What do you think?
Oh, I think you might be right. I'm just having a look at the details here. P10 Extinct Body in the Alpine did a 17.4, but he's actually got a 5-place grid penalty. If we just have a quick look at the race director, that's going to probably be a blocking penalty, maybe. Hang on, how do we go? Incident. So, legal blocking Alpine, a grid penalty. So we have been through the results for the sake of the stats at the end. So yeah, illegal blocking. 5-place grid penalty. That is unfortunate. I do know in some of the esports leagues, and certainly the ones at Jano Otmare and Marcel Kiefer and whatnot, they actually reset the lobby because of those silly blocking penalties that Codemasters give you. Even though you're trying to get out of the way of somebody or whatever you're trying to do, they do reset the lobby just to eliminate that amazing programming that Codemasters brings us every year. I mean, and same as ever, take this opportunity to do a shout out to Codemasters. I can't wait till the 28th of May to pay all that money to have the same game just spewed up again. But anyway,
is it going to be the same one? I don't know if that's been confirmed yet.
Well, they reckon that's why they reckon don't pre-order it. A lot of videos out there saying don't bother about doing it because they haven't actually showed us any footage.
No way.
But
no, I wouldn't pre-order anything that you haven't got yet. You know what I mean?
Yep.
You never know.
Yeah, anything that you can't actually see. Yeah. So no formation lap process. We're about to go Hyundai.
Yep, we'll be straight into the action, and like I said, hopefully these boys can keep it clean the first few corners and get away nicely. But yeah, let's wait and see. I'll let you call it away, mate, as they get out there. Looks like we've got a bit of a countdown at the moment. Slight delay with the guys just getting their petrol limits. Here we go. So we've got the grid, we've got the lights, Marty.
See the starter in the box. The starter has pressed the button. It is 5 lights. Red Bull on the front. It is the typical Codemasters hold. Mercedes, Ferrari behind the Red Bull. Not a bad start from the Red Bull actually there as we get a good view down the field. Red Bull nice and early. Mercedes down the inside. McLaren of Websy trying to have a look as well around the outside. Not too bad so far. Double wide. A couple of wee bit of a squiggle there, but Aussie 2K sitting 15. Didn't have a bad start either. Upper position, Luke up as well. Same as Mertz, and they're pretty clean so far, Broseph, as they go single file. Websy having a look. There's a few Williams there in the back. Bambi and checkered flag also going side by side using team tactics there. Extinct Suts, Jerabot. Something has happened. There has been an incident, a 4-car incident back there. That is the Red Bull of Suts, the Extinct Body Alpine. Extinct gets a 3-second multiple warning. I'm assuming he'll get that reviewed by the stewards and removed. And, of course, Sam and the Haas having a moment there as well. But we did have a quick yellow, but they have gone back under racing conditions as well. And they have settled down pretty well so far through Graveyard.
Yeah, they have. It was a checkered flag who got the better of letter P early on, just going up one position. But looks like the letter P is settled there with Isign Rono putting a bit of pressure on him just out of the first few corners. But lost his rear end a little bit, Isign. Just out of the first sector, but he's collected it nicely. But yeah, as you said, it was unfortunate for those guys at the back there just getting caught up. It looks like Mertz and Aussie made the most of that little pile-up. What do you see, Marty?
Oh, man, we're just looking over the rear wing of Roscoe Arm now, coming down towards the final turn there, turn number 16 onto the main straight. And there's the Williams. They're going to be battling. See the Williams, I think it was checkered flag or Bambi, actually ran into the back of Roscoe Arm. We got a beautiful view of it. And there was a lock-up in the distance as well. The fight is between Roscoe Arm, and I'll tell you what, it's all the way down to P14 at Aussie 2K. They are going to be a DRS train like nobody's business as this race progresses. After lap 3, of course, the race director will engage DRS, and it is going to be all to play for in straight line speed as Roscoe's getting a wee bit away now, but he is a little bit behind Websy. So the top two, Chill Pill, someone's
flag.
gone around.
Looks like we've got an Alfa Romeo. Yeah, letter P. So trouble early on for the letter P. That's unfortunate. But I have to let the viewers know that we have got a late arrival. Sutz is in. He's an Alpine full-time driver, but looks like the game spat him into a Red Bull. So we just have to mark that down, Battlecat. Sutz will be scoring points for Alpine and not Red Bull.
Yeah, absolutely. Shout out to the Battlecat as well. Does a lot of things behind the scenes with the stats and whatnot. So, and shout out to the admin team as well. It is a nightmare sometimes during the week getting all the stats and yourself, Broseph, you know, sorting it all out and reading between the lines with a few things. As we've got a yellow flag.
Yeah,
now that
yellow.
is a virtual
Looks
safety.
Like Sutz maybe having... Oh, no, maybe he just came out of the pits there, but...
no, he's got no front wing.
Having a little bit of trouble again? Is it the letter P?
Sutz has got no front wing at all on that Red Bull.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, copy that.
And the letter P...
virtual safety car.
Yeah, letter P missing a front right end plate too. I can confirm that.
Yep. Just go into lap 3 here, so we're going to wait to go green again. These guys at the front. Looks like Yusuf got the move done early, and he's on 1 leg up 2. The biggest mover is Mertz, up 4 positions at the moment, and Aussie 2K Goat as well, up 4. Actually, Jerabot's gone up 5, so with those guys in pits, Jerabot's taken advantage of that. Didn't look like he got any damage out of that early collision.
I'll tell you what, just thinking last week at Saudi, Jerabot, I think, made the most of...
Green.
We are green. Jerabot made the most of an incident in front of him and gained about 4 positions last week, as I'm pretty sure it was him. He just kept out of trouble, and away he went.
He got a podium.
He did get a podium. Yeah, so bloody banger from that man. So back into race conditions we go.
For Jerabot.
Yeah,
yep, 100%. And congratulations to him on the newly appointed admin position as well. So he's actually on the back... Oh, actually, I'm on the back of Yusuf at the moment, who's on... Oh, I'm not on the back of Yusuf. Yusuf's on the back of Chillpill at the moment, P2 and P1, so this is for the lead. Yusuf, the GOAT, he's really trying to keep that pressure on the back of Chillpill at the moment, so this is where the action is, Marty.
Oh, absolutely, yeah, but just having a look over the back wing of KLX as Websy is coming up as well. It is going to be KLX with a 24.3 sitting with the fastest lap at the moment, slams the DRS shut. Yusuf and Chillpill they're just going to settle in, I think, as a DRS train is going to form at the front, which isn't necessarily a bad thing because it means you can sit in behind and you can just save your ARS. But I'll tell you what, Yusuf is just chomping at the bit. He is fizzing at the bung to try and get past. Sammy goes a 22 flat in the Haas on some fresh tyres, I think. No, Sammy didn't box. Sorry, Luke letter P and Sutz boxed. But a few penalties down the lower end of the board.
Sorry, mate. I've just seen ISI and Rhino put the move on Bambi. Looked like he may have pushed him a little bit wide there. Didn't look like the cleanest. I didn't get the greatest view of it, but nonetheless, no damage, not a lot of contact, and ISI and Rhino up into P7 with Mercy just getting the move, looking to get the move done on the outside of Bambi there, coming in towards the graveyard. Will he get enough?
Oh, he does. Gets it done. Oh, beautiful view there from the. It's not the Helican. That's the cherry picker cam. But a beautiful view over graveyard.
Yeah, very nice. Yep. So the Williams just falls victim to a couple of Aston Martins there on lap 4 at the moment as the leaders head into the final turn. Yusuf in P1. So we got the move done on Chillpill. Beautiful exit there onto the curb. Nice and straight onto the power early. And he's got a nice gap to P2.
Yeah, he really does now. It's sort of... It's what he's been waiting for just, only one lap. He's been chomping at the bit, but he's going to try and get outside that 1 second as Roscoe gets to 3 seconds as well. He's going to want to try and get outside that 1 second gap. Of course, DRS's checkered flag gets past Roscoe. It's nearly 3 wide there. Nearly 3 wide into turn 4. But they've made it work. They made it work.
Yep, Roscoe's got a pen, so just going to see how we picked that one up. It was a 3 seconds, so I think that was maybe early on in the collision, Marty. Not really sure, but that's going to hurt Roscoe.
Penalties 3 second. Yeah, I'm not sure. I tell you what, actually, Roscoe got that penalty when he went off track. I think maybe on the exit of 2, 3. It might have been 4 somewhere where. Now, I suggested he would probably get that removed because he was just off the track and he slowed down, so it should be okay. Look at this DRS train situation here.
Yeah, I signed Rhino up in a P5, got the move done on checkered flag, so he's got the move done on 2 Williams in 2 consecutive laps there, so he's looking very strong. I signed Rhino up in a P5. Aston Martin team principal Wayne Morris will be very happy to see that. Looks like Sam just picked up another penalty, so he's got 6 seconds, and it looked like Extinct as well with 6 seconds. So I think both of those drivers got caught out with the collision early on, picked up silly time penalties. The game just seems to be spitting those out for no reason at the moment. On Friday night, they gave me, I pulled over to the side of the road, was doing about 100 kilometres an hour to let 3 cars pass, and they gave me 9 seconds of penalties in a row. Ridiculous stuff.
Like instantaneously 9 seconds.
Yep.
That is... Thanks, Cody's. What an amazing game they make. I just can't wait. Can't wait for the next one. Tremendous game. Yeah. Anyway, the battle is still up in the top 4. Broseph with Yusuf Chilpil Calix and Websy, the McLaren, and his teammate Shawnee 13th on 5-lap mids. It's just a mix of mids and hards. Well, not even really a mix. It's sort of a 60-40 mix of mids and hards.
Oh, Chilpil gets the move done on the outside of Yusuf as they go past the graveyard, and it was looking a little sketchy there, just the exit on the graveyard for a couple of the drivers, but we're going to have to keep an eye on that one. That's where, most of the DNFs do happen, you'd have to say, around Albert Park, but it's looking very heated up at the front here. No separation at all from the top 4 drivers. Websy, of course, it looks like Websy's just buying his time. I don't think there's any real need to fight. Yeah, at the top here, you see Chilpil and Yusuf going back and forth. KLX just keeping a hawk's eye on those 2 cars. But Websy, more like a bird's eye view, just sitting behind, just biding his time as he did. Pretty sure he did this a couple of races ago. Threw on the softs at the end and just motored past to take home the victory.
Yeah, he really did. Unfortunately, losing that victory through penalties, but nonetheless got the pace in the car. That McLaren looking nice out there as Roscoe, I think, has had a moment as Roscoe's gone round. He has gone round. That is turn 4. That is the same place actually he got the penalty that he's sitting with at the moment, the 3 second. So maybe that is his not his favourite corner of the track. Those tyres will be on fire now. Unfortunately, the Meds on 6-lap old, sitting down to P13. That Alfa Romeo not looking that stable on the track, you could say.
Yeah, look, I think the Alfa Romeos might be struggling early on here. We saw the letter P. I think there was a slight spin. I didn't actually see any of the footage there, but of course both of them down in the bottom half of the field at the moment. But there's still so long to go. We've got over 20 laps here to go, so I know both of those guys, especially Roscoe. If anyone can come through the field on some new tyres, it's Roscoe Arm with both of his legs inside the car, tray table up in that position, and Mertz as well. I can see in P11 trying to get the DRS off his teammate Wilbur in P10. So let's just see if Wilbur will drop back and give his teammate that bit of extra security there from Shawnee, who looks to be on the charge in P12 in the McLaren.
Yeah, that's right. 3.5 seconds behind is Shawnee, though. But, Mertz is actually dropping slightly back. I wonder whether he's running quite high downforce, because Wilbur is actually still in the DRS, of course, of Aussie 2K, which will be dragging him along. No one's boxed yet apart from the bottom 6, and no one has strategically boxed. It's only been pitting due to necessity. So the hards, I think, will do... Oh, man, the hards... Oh, speeding in pit lane for Roscoe. I think the hards are going to do maybe 15, 18 laps, and then Meds probably 10 to 12. Roscoe's had enough. He has... Oh.
He's had enough for the day, so I'm not sure what happened out there, but I think Roscoe is not a happy man. So he'll enjoy the 2-week break, and we'll see Roscoe back in round 8 in Qatar. So that's unfortunate for the Alfa Romeo team principal. I know TMT Legend was looking to score some big points out there for his team today, so that's unfortunate.
Oh, Zerobot's out. The Ferrari's out.
Graveyard.
That is Graveyard. Graveyard claims its first victim. That is a safety car.
Look,
that is a
down
bird
at Albert Park this weekend. go and pay your respects to Jerabot, RIP, a graveyard. Maybe, just do a shoey. Nice cold one there for Jerabot. Salute the man in the Ferrari stepping up to Tier 1 today and getting a podium on Friday night.
Yeah, absolutely. It's unfortunate to see the prancing horse, the Scuderia, is the first victim of the graveyard, but it is the infamous graveyard. It is such a high-speed situation. So I'll tell you what, that actually works out better for the letter P. I don't know. Maybe he stays out is possibly the answer for the letter P. And funnily enough, this is exactly when we had a safety car last night. It was lap 8, which is when I boxed from softs onto mids, and it worked out bloody brilliant.
Good memory. I know who's going to be happy. This will probably work out best for Suts, who had a really unfortunate start to this race. He came in late. Look, I know Suts, he races in plenty of leagues and hasn't had the greatest beginnings at Inters here in Tier 1, but we know, mate, I know he's got the talent. He was right up there contesting against Broccolilli for the championship.
Broccolilli,
sure,
that's right.
in Oz F1 last season. We know how good Brocco is, so Suts is no slouch. He's going to get some new tyres on. He's going to serve that 5-second penalty, catch up to the field, and hopefully work his way through for some much-needed Alpine points. We know Suts is in the Red Bull today, but the points will go towards Alpine. And as I mentioned earlier, Buster, the team principal, DNFing on the final corner of the final lap yesterday in the top 10. Alpine are going to need all the points they can get in this race today.
Yeah, they really are. He has put on the new hards, so I think, 20 laps to go. I mean, it's going to be a wee bit of a tall order for the hards to go that far, but of course the top 4 are going to box anyway. But I wonder whether, because of these safety cars, those mids are going to go a little bit longer. If there's hang on, what on earth has happened there? What is the tower doing? Everyone's boxing now. They're boxing late. They must have missed this. They must have missed the pit.
Okay.
Oh, I see. Oh, no, cancel what I was saying. Don't even worry about that.
Yeah, me too.
The tower just had a nightmare glitch, and now everything's set itself right. So, where were the top 4? So I saw Rhino, Wilbur, Mercy, Aussie, Mertz have actually gone net P1. Chilpil, Yusuf, Calix, and Websy have only got 1 lap fresher tyres, and they are now net P exactly where they are. That's unfortunate. I think that happened to you, Broseph. Where was that? Was that Saudi or was that somewhere else where you got a wee bit done by the pit lane? And you went from P2, I think, down to P9?
I think it was Singapore. I think it was the Enduro.
No, what was after the Enduro?
It was Jeddah after the Enduro.
Oh, yep.
But before then, was it Mexico? No, Mexico was round 4, so it was round 5. Where were we in round 5? That's
God. That's a great question. Mexico. Then we went to... was it Portimao?
No, it was Singapore was round 5.
Oh, it was Singapore. Okay. Yeah, it must have been there.
Yeah, look, you know what? I'm thinking it was probably in Oz F1, man, where that happened to me. But yeah, basically...
Oh, no, because I was commentating. Oh, no, sorry, I was watching the race.
Safety car. Yeah, it was at Coda. Yeah. It was under safety car coming into pit lane. The Delta, I was in the green. And because the start-finish line is pretty much in line to coming into pit lane, it assumed that I was crossing the start-finish line and gave me a drive-through under safety car when I was absolutely in the green and just ruined my bloody race. So, yeah, that can happen.
Yeah, I'm sure it's happened somewhere else. I'm just going to flick through my messages because I remember messaging you saying what happened under the safety car. Gosh, I can't even remember where that was now. Anyway, it can happen. It happens. It happens in the pit lane. You can get jumped. Of course, they've got to hold you for... Oh, hang on. Do we have unsafe pit release on? I can't remember. But sometimes they do hold you anyway for other cars going past, and it's just a nightmare. So I guess it is what it is. Now I can't seem to find it in the chat, but. Anyway,
I mean, such is life. You got to take the setbacks on the chin, and sometimes just roll with the punches. It's no good complaining. Everyone gets a rough deal every now and then. And you just got to get on with it. So I know it sucks, but
it is what it is. So safety car, we go lap number 11. We've got. I'm going to go with 18 left. As the field does concertina up together. It's, what have we got? 1, 2, 3, 4 med runners. The rest are on the hards. Of course, checkered flags opted for track position in the Williams, 10-lap hards, and 8-lap hards for the letter P are the second oldest tyres on the field. So this time around, as we head through Graveyard, we should probably be going green. Again, like we're just saying, it seems a bit funny that his safety car is in this lap. Shawnee, Chilpil, Yusuf and KLX, the front runners, they were the top 4 for the first 8 laps. Now they are not. They are 8, 9, 10 and 11. So we're just going to have to watch that battle. Yes.
You try the chicken wings at the buffet?
I have. I've had the donuts as well.
Fantastic.
Yeah. I got very excited before and I tipped my bloody drink all over the keyboard of my computer here in Skyrace Control.
Oh,
and had to very rapidly mop that up. Luckily it was just a slap. Moment. Yep, it was just classic Marty B.
All right, so
all right.
Yep.
Ooh.
We'll get on board with checkered flag. Make sure he gets away cleanly.
Just saw a massive lockup from Shawnee. Unless that was just a game, but if we jump on with checkered, he is gone green. And tell you who's right on his bum is Isign Rhino, who is possibly also burning up a storm. He's not even. Isign Rhino's got some pace in a straight line. You wait for the straights. He's going to get him, I reckon, through much fresher tires. A wee bit of a squiggle there from checkered flag on the exit of 4.
Yep.
That's no good.
16 as well.
Oh, around the outside to Trailer Park Girls on the Williams.
Oh,
beautiful racing.
Rhino. Very
what
clean.
A pass.
Of course, he's got much fresher tyres. He's got 9, I'm pretty sure, 8-lap fresher tyres there, so...
Whew.
And Mercy on the mediums as well. He's going to get checkered flag nice and early, so it could be Aston Martin P1, P2 here. 12.5 laps into this race here in Tier 1 Sunday afternoon. Welcome in, guys. Here we go.
Checkered flag's having none of it. He's gone on the defensive offensive and he's going for the switchback as well down through the graveyard. A bit of a squiggle there on the rear end of Mercy, but we are on board. He is burning up a storm, pulling away from Wilbur. Those meds working well for Mercy down the inside. Holds on, right, there's a switchback. There's a switchback for Mercy, who gets it done on checkered flag. That was a fantastic move. Getting it done. I'll tell you what, Isign Rhino's gone wide though. And Mercy jumps into P1. That is great racing. Oh, but very sketchy.
No, it was executed just well enough. Isign Rhino, I think he went maybe 2 tyres just over onto that curb, maybe a little bit into the grass, but it was enough to hold on to P2 there. So, as I said, Aston Martin P1, P2 as we head into lap 13 here, and Wilbur P4 in the Alfa Romeo doing very nicely. He's going to have a good flag as well as Aussie 2K Goat up on the outside. Gets the position done into P4, squeezes Wilbur there.
Muscles his way through. Is it the McLaren round? Shawnee's round. Oh no, Chilpil's round 2. That was Shawnee and Chilpil, I think, come together. Suts manages to get out of the way, but runs very, very wide. That'll be a warning for Suts, but Shawnee Clicks gets a 3-second. Unfortunate for him, sitting P8. Clicks, yeah, makes sense. It's just easier.
Yep. Clicks.
Yep.
Yeah.
Clicks. Yeah, it's just rolls off the tongue.
Very nice.
Yeah.
All right, so yeah, unfortunate there, Chilpil. Yeah, that's really going to hurt the young Red Bull driver who's sitting P2 in the overalls. They're just coming through the field there. There was a bit of, it looked like just a bit of concertina effect there. It looked like Mertz had to pull up slightly with Chilpil on his rear end, and then Shawnee got caught up, and just one of those collisions, Martin, that just happens when there's just cars following each other like that, and there's a bit of, cars being held up and not anticipating to brake so heavily as they normally do through that section.
Yeah, that's right. Speaking of concertinaing up, behind Mertz, you've got Yusuf and KLX and the McLaren. Websy, a squiggle there from Mertz as well on the exit. I'll tell you who's making the most of that as Yusuf. Past he goes, thank you very much.
Oh!
And too wide. There has got to be a little bit of damage there on the outside. That is KLX in the Mercedes going double wide with Mertz in the AlphaTauri, and Mertz just lets him go. Websy's locking wheels, runs wide as well through 5. That was through a Whitefoot turn. There's a rear end there from Websy as well. Maybe Bambi gets a 3-second for multiple warnings. That is track limits coming into play early. I'd like to say early, but mid-race as well. So Websy, let's just see if there's any damage on that car. I can't see. What can you see?
I tell you what,
it's all on.
Well, I can see Mertz's heart rate is going to about 185 at the moment. heart attack city for Mertz at the moment, getting swallowed up by the field. He got Bambi on his outside in the Williams. I don't think he's going to get that move done. And as
Mertz squeezes him wide,
gets his elbows out.
Oh, yes, he does.
Extinct takes advantage up on the inside, up in a P10 for the Alpine. So I think Bambi may be a little ambitious there, trying to overtake on the outside and probably getting just desserts there, as Mertz is getting absolutely sick of overtaking there on lap 14.
Yeah, I see Websy taking the most of the exit as well. These cars, look at them, they're spread on the track like jam on toast. And down the inside, is there going to be any contact? No, there's not. Let's KLX have that one to fight another day. Extinct sitting in behind as well. Look at those wings, DRS, wide open like windmills. Down the inside goes Extinct on Websy. What a move that is. Then it turns to the outside, which is unfortunate. Websy's going to hang on to that one through the right-hander of 4, I think that is. Oh man, it's all happening.
This is absolutely hardcore racing. It really is. So,
there's a squirrel from Chicken Flag.
Now they're going to get through there.
They're going too wide.
Chicken Flag gets swallowed up on the inside. KLX on the outside. Websy on the inside. That was absolutely incredible racing. You've got Extinct there as well. Mertz just tucking back as Bambi gets him. So Bambi up in a P10. Mertz just having to settle back into P11 with Luke all over him on his rear end at the moment. Marty B.
Oh man, it's all happening. The Williams 9 and 10 fighting
Luke
as well.
He got the move done. Beautiful. So Mertz he's definitely playing to team strategy here, and that's just letting these guys battle in front of him and picking up the pieces if he can. Sorry, Marty.
Oh man, it's all going. It is just on with the show for these blokes. Nothing unusual. It is battle central. You might as well call this the Gladiator, because they are just fighting for their lives, as Yusuf is having a look at Wilbur from P5 is the Scuderia of Yusuf. A little bit further back from Isign Rhino is Aussie 2K, about 2.5 seconds. So the Aston Martins are really running away with this. Mercy using the most of those mid tyres to pull Isign Rhino along with him inside the DRS. That is the game at the moment for the Aston Martins. The Mercedes are split by Wilbur and Yusuf, so Aussie and KLX P3, P6, both on roughly the same age of tyres across the field. Checkered flag. Williams sitting P10 with 15 lap hards. How's he going? He's getting done.
Wilbur looks like, got the move done there on Aussie 2K Goat. So Wilbur up into the podium placings there, up into P3. So these two are going to have to work together with Yusuf as well there in P5, right behind Aussie 2K Goat. So, and KLX and Websy. So this whole train here will try and work together to catch the two cars up in front, who's built just over a 2-second lead there. So the two Aston Martins working brilliantly together here. And if they can keep this kind of strategy up, no more safety cars. Let's have a look here. How are their tyres looking, Marty? So 7 laps for Mercy on the mediums. You'd think he's going to have to pit again, no doubt about it.
Yeah.
Isign Rhino, 8 laps on those.
I think if we keep an eye on Wilbur in the AlphaTauri in P3, 2.2 seconds at the moment. It was 2.5 just a couple of sectors ago, so he's going to want to try and make the most of that. Of course, we've got a caution. Checkered flag's out.
Checkered flag.
Checkered flag is out. That is turn 2. That is the same place again. That is safety car. This works. I'll tell you who this works well for is Mercy. So, look at the penalties on the board. Does Mercy stay out? Sorry?
Look, just with Mertz back in P16, I've got a feeling that those two may have come together. We know they were fighting through the last couple of laps there, so I'm sure it'll come out in the wash. But
I think Checkered Flag was up a wee bit from Mertz, or was he not? I feel like Checkered Flag was up near his teammate. He may have been P11, P12.
Or maybe Mertz may have spun and Checkered Flag collected him round turn 1 and 2. I'm really not sure. This is all speculation, but Checkered Flag having a good race early, you've got to say, fighting through the field. You saw a couple of cars overtaking him in the last couple of laps, but you had the old Hards was trying to do the best he can to hold on there, but his race is over. Unfortunate. I know he was having a great day at a motorsporting event somewhere, so hopefully he can just kick back and crack back a few coldies and enjoy the rest of the race here, and we'll see him in a couple of weeks' time at Qatar for round 8.
Yeah, and it is box for Isign Rhino, Mercy, Wilbur, Aussie, Yusuf. They are all jumping in, and it'd be a stretch to say it's soft to the end. I mean, doing 10 on soft is probably not a bad call, but Mercy's gone for the meds, and I think everybody will likely go for the meds, because anything more than about 6 is a tall ask on the red stripe. Extinct and Yusuf, they've gone soft. We do know Yusuf does do tyre saving pretty well. Luke's gone on the soft as well.
Yeah.
So has Suts. So it's going to be all to play for in the early stages of the safety car restart. Of course, we're going to do probably only about another one lap. I reckon maybe even the safety car might come in this lap. The cars are all pretty close together. Bert Mylander there just going through turn number 3, of course, through the DRS zone there. So DRS not enabled until 2 laps after the safety car. So everyone on fresh tyres, the letter P, opted to stay out for track position, I think, there. 2 lap mids, they should be okay till the end. But 5 soft runners in the field, Broseph.
Yeah, look, of course, with the safety car restart, you'll have to stay on board with Mercy and see if he gets away cleanly. You've got his teammate, unfortunately, dropped all the way down to P9, so caught up in the pit box there. You'd imagine with all those cars passing him, it must have been a double stack for the Aston boys. So
it was.
That's really hard luck for Ice Iron Rhino down to P9. So hopefully he can collect a few positions there and get through the field, get back up there. I'm going to keep my eye on Luke in P6 in the Haas, who is the first set of soft tyres behind all the medium runners. So I think he's going to be quick. I think he's not going to die wondering. He's going to get to make the use out of those soft tyres as early as he can, and then just try and keep a gap to those guys behind him. So you'd expect Extinct and Yusuf really to look to go with him. They don't want to get caught up as well, obviously, with the faster compound tyres. So I'll stay on board with Luke. You stay on board with Mercy when we get back underway. But yeah, losing 3 cars with just over 10 laps to go. Look, I think I did 11 laps on softs on Friday night with the late safety car, and look, they felt pretty good. Yeah, they did. They felt pretty good at the end. Still overtaking some of the medium runners there. So yeah, I think those bulls will be pretty comfortable just doing a few laps under safety car on those soft compound tyres, saving a bit of grip, and bringing them home strongly at the end. I'd imagine, Marty, strong enough to hold on anyway.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. I found the drop-off, to be honest, was about lap 6 is when they started getting a wee bit rubbish, and I noticed the rear of the car was running a wee bit loose. Mind you, I was running a 33.27 wing, so it was very, very fast in a straight line, which was fantastic in the DRS zones, just a rocket ship. But then as the rear of the car started to drop, started to lose that grip, it started to sort of feel a wee bit sketchy. So I may have done, I think it was lap 8, like I said earlier, where the safety car was, which worked out absolutely perfect for me. And this is almost exactly the same strategy. I think it was lap 17 last night where the second safety car was. I can't quite remember now, but it was about the same time, which was quite coincidental. So the mid strat, mid soft almost, would have been wonderful. But of course you can't sort of just expect safety cars. They just tend to come, and it'll be the one time when you do think, oh, there'll definitely be safety cars, then there isn't, and it buggers your strategy. So as we do see safety car in this lap through turn number 11 of Graveyard, Bert Mylander goes in that beautiful, what kind of car is he even driving? I've forgotten now. Let's have a look.
The Aston Martin these days. Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, cool.
I don't know if you remember, Marty, but last season in Australia, I think it was like maybe lap 1, we had about 5 DNFs off the line there in Tier 2 when we were racing. I don't know how good your memory is, but Australia, of course, we love it on the calendar being our home race, but I tell you what, mate, it's got to have the most casualties or the most safety cars of any track that we race, arguably anyway. So anyway, if it's a lovely track if you can piece it all together. Let's see how Mercy does here in the final 10 laps. Marty, take it away, mate.
Yeah, so he's doing exactly what I did last night, about half throttle on the brakes, warming those tyres down after the DRS zone there. Of course, on the mids, you don't really exactly have a tyre advantage, but what a jump he gets. Half a second already. Away he goes on the power. Look at them going 3 wide in the background there. Websy's going to try and have a squeeze as well on the look of Aussie 2K through turns 1 and 2. A bit of a squiggle. Aussie's around.
I think Websy, I'm not sure if he touched him, but oh no, that's so bad for Aussie.
I didn't see what happened, to be honest. Someone else has got tangled up in that too. Let me have a look at the app. I can tell you who got tangled up in that, possibly. I can't see. It hasn't updated yet. No, nothing yet. And there's no safety car because not the stewards, the marshals, of course, are just absolutely amazing sometimes, and they clear the track very, very quickly, which
mate,
is amazing.
You got to feel for Aussie. Just qualifying, he didn't have a really good run, did he, Marty? He was down the back of the field and he worked his way all the way back up into P3. I'm not sure if there was a touch. It was pretty close there going into turn 2. as expected in Tier 1 here. But yeah, look, just so unfortunate for the team principal there. But let's hope he can fight his way back, of course. Plenty of time here to go. But Mercy holding on to P1. You got Wilbur in P2 and Websy a little bit off the pace here, just under 2 seconds off P2 at the moment in P3. And Luke up into P4, so those soft tyres working nicely. Yusuf right behind him. It looks like Extinct has had it a little bit harder. Where's Extinct at the moment? He's back into P12, P13 at the moment. So I wonder if he's got a bit of damage, Marty. Can you tell me?
I can tell you he does not have any damage at this stage on the app. It's not telling me. So another piece of information I can tell you, the reason Mercy is pulling such a gap so far is his top speed is 325 kilometres an hour. That is at least 4 kilometres an hour faster than Wilbur and Websy and Luke behind him. Websy's sitting on 318, running the higher downforce, opting for the downforce grip rather than mechanical grip. So those meds for Websy, they need to start working very, very quickly because he's going to get swallowed by Luke and Yusuf early on in the piece. Yusuf sitting with the penalty of 6 seconds from Lukaf and Yus. P4, P5. We'll just go with that, man.
Well, Marty, of course, if Luke and Yusuf had a baby, it would be Luxif, but we'll go with that anyway. So.
Websy's just got the move done, I'll tell you what. Websy on Wilbur, so Webber and Wilsey, they have switched positions, and on the hunt for Mercy goes Websy 2.2 behind.
Look, Websy wasn't that close behind Wilbur, so I imagine he had a slight moment there, and Websy's taken full advantage up into P2, and will be chasing down Mercy. And look, Mercy having just come into Tier 1 this season, even though he's got over a 2-second gap, he's going to be feeling the pressure because he knows these guys behind him might just have a little edge in pace, but we'll have to see how this one plays out. It'll be really great if Mercy can pull a win. He'll be sticking it right up Aussie 2K GOAT, no doubt about it. I can't wait to see those chats after the race. But
I love the chats after the races. They're brilliant. I can tell you Mercy's actually running on fumes at the moment as far as batteries are concerned, whereas 44 on exit is Websy, and that's going to be looking pretty as we get further into the latter stages of this race. So Wilbur has burnt a wee bit as well. Websy picked up 3/10 in the last sector, so coming now down through turns 10 and 11 towards Graveyard, of course. This is where a lot of time can be made. Luke gets the move done on Wilbur, so that is P3 for Luke, but he's got to make up 6 seconds. He's going to lose a lot, and I tell you what, Wilbur's going to know that. So is Yusuf. Down the inside goes Yusuf.
Yusuf's going to hit that curb.
Move done. That is turn 13.
It's
too wide. What a move. Down the inside as well goes KLX and gets it stuck. Turns to the outside of 15. Is there going to be contact?
Oh. Who's going to have the better grip?
Wow. Bit of a squiggle on the front end.
Correct the car there. Yeah, on the exit. And Bambi is going to take advantage of that. So I tell you what, there is no margin for error here, ladies and gentlemen. Wilbur's gone from P3 to P7 in just a matter of corners, but he's done nothing wrong, really. He's been placing that car in really good positions. The cars in front of him do have penalties. He's going to know that, so it won't be any use fighting. And Ice Iron Rhino won't die wondering up on the inside, fighting with Wilbur as well, up into P7. There's nothing between these two at the moment.
Yeah, over the back wing of the Aston Martin of Ice Iron Rhino, nearly running wide there. He is burning up a storm, 23 laps out of 29. There is still 8 to go, including this one. So he's still burning up a storm. I don't think that's really necessary. He's going to be a little bit slower in a straight line once he gets below 10%. So DRS is going to wind open in the Aston Martin behind Bambi as well. So Ice Iron Rhino just trying to stay within that 1 second as Bambi, I tell you what, just gets Yusuf down towards Graveyard. Very, very sketchy.
So did KLX.
So did KLX, yeah.
Yeah, he's got some great straight line speed, KLX, at the moment, I'll tell you what.
I'll tell you who's gaining as well as Websy on Mercy. He was, that was 2.2, I'm going to say 2.2, then it was 1.8, now it's 1.1. Websy's going to be banging and minging to try and get, they've got exactly the same battery, does Websy and Mercy, and they are going to be minging to try and get in the DRS.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And Websy needs this one. He needs this one if he's going to close the gap to the leaders at the moment. He's a little bit off the pace. Having a few results that haven't really gone his way. So Yusuf at the moment, P1 on 120 points. Chill Pill, 112 points in P2. Websy's on 95 points in P3. Marty, what do you see?
Just watching KLX get past Luke there for P3. So KLX, I tell you what, Luke, this is that 6 lap margin. This is the 6 lap drop off that I was talking about. these soft runners, because of the they're not getting clear air. The cars are so close together, Broses. They're not cooling the tyres, except for on the straights. If they can weave, we've got a yellow flag. Mertz is out.
Mertz is out.
That's on the exit of 5. I think it's Whitford.
That's a safety car.
That is a late safety car.
That's. It was at the back of the field. There's no need for a safety car there. Really, that was a virtual. That really should have been a virtual. So
yep, that was on the exit of Whiteford. That's the very fast reprofiled turn 5. Yeah, thanks, Cody's. Bloody brilliant.
It's the last thing that these guys need. I mean, they really did build themselves out then after that last safety car into a nice, really good rhythm, nice clean overtakes, and now they're going to have to do it all over again. So interesting who will pit. You'd imagine the soft. Oh, look, I really don't know who's going to pit. Let's have a look. Mercy, the first car,
Mercy's got to stay out. They're staying out. Oh, Webbs is in.
Webbs is in.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Let me think. So,
I don't.
25, 26.
We're going to be racing. This is the same as last night.
Racing.
Yeah, but look behind Webbsy. Everyone's pitted behind Webbsy.
Look, so Mercy's got a nice gap here. He's got 3 cars behind him, all on 7-lap-old mediums. So Bambi's decided to stay out in P2. Isai and Rhino and Wilbur all on 7-lap-old mediums. Webbsy is the first of the soft runners in P5. So you'd imagine, well,
do you know this is identical to last night. This race. I tell you what, bro, this is identical. Hairy. And I stayed out on very old mediums for track position, and I shot up to the start of the field, and everyone else boxed for softs, and then were whinging that I was too slow. Well, they wonder why. Look at these guys, 7-lap meds. I think mine were 11 or 12. Mine were towards definitely the end of their life, but track position is key. Mercy's got the speed, Bambi's got the speed too. ISO and Rhino. Let me just have a look at the app. Let's have a look at the straight line speed. This is going to be interesting. So Mercy's sitting on 325 top speed. The Williams and P2 Bambi, I tell you what, 330 is his top speed so far in this race. Wilbur 328, and ISO and Rhino sitting 324 top speed, all sitting around the 18% on the meds. So, and of course fresh soft all the way behind the top 4. Now
this is going to be a sorry.
No, that's all from me. This is going to be. I can't believe how much the same as last night this is. It was literally lap 26 where the restart was for us, and are we going to go safety car in this lap, or is it going to be 26 like exactly it was last night? Oh, it is. I can't believe it. So it's almost it's the same script, different day. Look at all this fresh soft. Oh, Webbsy's going to be minging.
Oh, Webbsy will be absolutely, what is it, fizzing at the bung? Isn't that what you...
Fizzing at the bung?
Like say over there?
Yep.
Yeah, fizzing at the bung.
Fizzing at the bung.
With your bloody sandals on and your bloody ice box.
With our chili bin.
Yeah, chili bin, that's it.
Chili bin. Chili bin and our jandals and fish and chips.
Yep.
Yeah, gee. That's how we roll.
You beauty, mate.
You beauty indeed.
We're in Australia today. Okay. So it'll be
thongs. So what esky and thongs.
Yeah.
And bloody, what do you call the other thing? Fish and chips. Or something like that. I don't know, mate. Crocodiles and Dundee and things like that.
It's not bad.
I don't know.
It's not bad. I got fish and chips.
It's just fish and chips. It's just, there's an I. It's just fish and chips.
Got jandals.
They're just jandals.
Oh, guys, snowboarding in Mount Hot, Mithven. I live in Mithven. Got some...
Mithven. Yeah, that is a place.
Mithven. Yeah.
Myth. Just say Mithven.
Yeah, I got some...
Mithven, that is a real place.
Smoking something in Mithven.
Yeah. Just say fish and chips.
All right.
Say fish and chips. Go on.
Fish and chips. Fish and chips.
Fish. Fish and chips. Fish.
Fish.
That's not bad.
It smells a bit fishy to me, Mark. Look, safety car, I think is going to be in.
This this reminds me of this feeling right here. It reminds me of disaster waiting to happen. So let's go 2 decades ago.
Oh, Mercy's gone.
Fearing my 2 girlfriends were going to meet. Mercy's gone.
Mercy's gone. It is bloody see you later. Thank you very much, Auntie. That's all she wrote. Bob's your uncle and Fanny's your cousin. So underway, guys. Look at the jump he's got. 6/10.
Yeah.
Wilbur already 1.1 behind ice.
Yeah,
Holy
last
crap.
safety car restart, he did just before the start-finish line. So they're probably anticipating the same thing, and Mercy's left them wondering. Wilbur picks up a 3-second time penalty. That's unfortunate. He was waiting for those penalties to just rack up in front of him and hope to jump a few positions. But Webbsy in P5 on the back of KLX. So KLX has gotten in front of him here. He's got the jump. And I'll tell you what, KLX will be loving that one in the Mercedes, Marty.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, not a bad jump off the start there. The soft runners, of course, doing the job for them early on. Calix, I'd like to say net P1, but he's not really. We've still got 3 to go. 27 out of 29. And it is just, it's what to play for now. So burning up a storm down towards, that is turn 9, I think. The newly profiled, of course, turn 9, 10, and 11. Used to be a bit of a nightmare there with that horrible little chicane that nobody liked, and the curbs were disgusting. So thank God they've got rid of that. So let's go, Webbsy.
Webbsy on the inside of KLX.
Yep, he's going to have a look.
I've got a request for you, Marty B. Oh, he's just put it up in time. If you can please say 66 for Battle Cat, that would be tremendous.
Oh, I mean 66? Is it?
Yeah,
is it? Can you say 66?
Oh, Webbsy gets the elbows out, gets past Iso and Rhino up into the podium positions there. So Webbsy on those softer tyres. 27 laps, 28 laps done. 2 here to go, ladies and gentlemen. Mercy out in front, but Bambi all over him, Marty, with a time penalty.
Oh, he really is. So Webbsy, of course, Bambi with that time penalty. Webbsy currently net P2 if he can just try and finish. Whereas look at the gap behind him. Luke and KLX and Iso and Rhino all going toe to toe. At this stage, KLX is just a few tenths. Those softs are going fantastic. Iso and Rhino getting swallowed up there. Yusuf in behind as well. Suts on 3 lap for the Alpine. Iso and Rhino 3 second. So Webbsy 1 second.
Perez.
Iso and Perez blocking up a storm. It is Iso and Boat. Let's go into the final laps. There is 2 to go.
Oh, Bambi.
About 1.5. I'll tell you who's gaining.
Bambi moves into P1.
Yep. I'm guessing he's trying to minimise the amount of positions he's dropping, but Mercy's not even worried. All he's got to do is stay within 3 seconds, and that's going to be it. So into the final lap, we've got 1 and a bit, 1 sector, so 4 sectors of racing to go. Webbsy's softs are doing in the deed. He is down to 7 tenths, 2.4 behind his KLX. He'll have a hard time getting in with that penalty as well. 3 tenths is Mercy behind Bambi. So the closing stages, Broseph, they're pretty close together.
Closing stages.
Oh, look at Webbsy, look at the exit.
Webbsy, yep. He's less than 2 tenths behind Mercy here in P2. Mercy is so Webbsy. If he can get in front of Mercy, Bambi with the penalty, Webbsy's going to come away with the win here. Let's have a look. Is he going to go up on the outside?
Oh,
turn 4.
He's going to go to the outside. He's going to switch to the inside lane of the race. Oh,
he's gone too deep.
He's gone to this. He's hit someone. I tell you what, he's hit Bambi.
Bambi's around.
Bambi, yeah, I think you'll find Webbsy hit him.
Oh, no.
Yep. Unfortunate Bambi, 3 second multiple warnings. He'll probably get that removed. That's just trying to get out of the way. Bambi. I imagine it is caution.
Bambi. No.
Man. That is a send from Webbsy. I'm sure we will be seeing that in the stewards room after the race.
Bambi's just giving it away. Yep, Bambi's had enough. He's just put it in the wall, so he is fuming. Beside himself, you'd imagine.
Yeah. Oh, man, that was hard to watch, I'll be honest.
Yeah.
But anyway, down the inside is Webbsy going to go on Mercy. I reckon Mercy might know that there's going to be a penalty coming. What is Mercy's car doing? It was just doing all sorts of strange things. Hey, look at that.
This is chaos at the end. This is chaos. KLX, Sam, Chillpill, Yusuf, they're all scrapping really badly at the back here, fighting for positions. And it's just that last safety car really just brought things into, a bit of chaos
perspective
here.
Oh, someone's out on the main line. Oh, that's a Ferrari. That's Yusuf. Yusuf's been done into the wall.
He went into the wall. This is going to be
just
really
happened?
Chaotic finish to this race, and you can imagine chat's going to be blowing up.
Oh, do you know what?
There's going to be people ducking left, right, and centre.
I'd hate to be a steward for the tier one. Oh, wait.
I'll probably turn my phone off for the afternoon if I'm honest, Marty.
Yeah, man, I'm going to do the same. To 11 minutes past 8, I'm just going to flick it off. And I'm going to go and watch some cartoons, I think, because it is going to be...
Wow.
What on earth was that?
I think Suts ended up on the podium in P3 after all that, and Mercy ends up in P2. You've got Websy in P1. You'd imagine will cop a penalty at the end of this, so...
I am just seeing some comments coming through that it looked on stream like Websy didn't touch him, and I think they might be right, but it depends.
It didn't look like from my viewpoint that he touched him either, but
we'd have to see it back.
We'll just have to hear some opinions. Obviously, we'll get Websy in the chat. We've got Mercy and Stats. We'll get them in if they don't mind. I think I did add Barbie to the chat here. I'm not sure if sorry, Barbie. Bambi.
You've done it again.
Yeah, I know. I said it before the race, and I've just gone and put my foot in it, so apologies. I wouldn't mind hearing a bit of feedback from that driver as well, because far out, just leading pretty much the last stint of that race, and had a pretty good lead out there, and Websy and Mercy would have been scrapping away. We are in the Tier 1 chat, boys, so if you're listening, just jump in when you're ready. But yeah, Marty, that's the way she goes sometimes.
It really is. That was just... I don't even know what to think about that final lap. That was insane. I'm just seeing actually in the chat that Websy says he didn't touch him. So I guess we can just wait and see.
Well, that's you got to take people at their word. We know Webster's been caught up in a few incidents, but these boys are all clean. There's none of them who are doing anything intentionally. If Bambi's just got caught up on the curb and he spun himself, then that's super unfortunate.
I can tell you though, in the latter stages, according to the app, Websy has front wing damage.
Well, you've heard it here first.
You've heard it here first. Front wing damage.
Teammate.
Well, no, I'm just going... Oh, God.
No, I know.
Shucks, Marty B under the Marty bus. There is front wing damage, so I got race directed, but my footage... okay, so just seeing a few things coming through to the stewards already anyway.
I think that damage could have been Websy, the restart from P1 when we saw Aussie 2K go around. Do you remember after that restart?
Yes.
There may have been contact there. Yeah, so we'll have to just wait and hear from the boys. And obviously with the stewards, the incident reports, that's going to reveal a lot. And just unfortunate end of the race there, really scrappy. But look, we're going to hear from one of the drivers now. We'll get started on these interviews, Marty. We do have the Tier 2 champion from last season. Of course, Mercy is an admin member, one of the best drivers we've got here at Inters Racing League. He finishes in P2 after a really good performance out there tonight with his teammate as well for the first half of the race. You've got to say, working really well together. Mercy, congratulations, mate. I think it was up from P12 from qualifying, if I remember. So that's amazing performance. Probably driver of the day, early stages here. But just run us through that race and the end stages there for you. And if you can give us any insight into Bambi just at the end there, mate. Thank you.
Cheers. Just for starters, I stuffed quali again. I think I got like a 17 flat, but invalidated my second run, so it would be like P4, and then obviously crashed the last one, so starting a bit further back on the hards, which I usually do that when I'm not near the front runners, so ended up working with that safety car where the top 4 or 5 actually missed it, and Rhino and I jumped in. And then, that restart was just Rhino and I trying to work together, because he obviously had that 10 seconds, so just trying to build a gap, and then the third stage car, just didn't help at all. I think he dropped it back to P9, and I thought, most people will come in and get the fresh tyres, so tried to build that gap back out again, and then that last safety car, I knew Rhino was going to try and hold him up for me, a couple of guys with pens, and I knew Websy was potentially getting a pen from a rear end in the turn 1 on Aussie, so that was the main reason I stayed out. And then building a gap, and then Bambi did pass me. It was very quick tonight, so unlucky with that. But yeah, Webbsy just pushing a bit too much, went down my inside, missed his breaking point, and cleaned him up. So I'm sure there'll be a report there. But P2 on track, but I'm taking it as a P1 at the moment.
Yeah, nice one, Mercy. All right, well, obviously we'll give you the credit to that P1 as soon as we find out. So either way, man, really good race out there for you today. You got to be happy with that. And of course, ISO and Rono did really well to just to give you a bit of a buffer there with and some of the cars behind you were on the old meds as well. So I guess that helped keep Webbsy at bay for a little while there. But yeah, congratulations on such a strong performance, and you'll head into the 2-week break feeling pretty good about things in Tier 1. And how are you feeling about Qatar in Round 8? Is that one of your favourite tracks?
Yeah, it is. I quite enjoy the flow of it, and obviously not much overtaking, but it's just a nice smooth track to drive, and I'm looking forward to it. So hopefully I can make it 3 podiums in a row, but I've been pretty lucky lately, so we'll see how we go.
Yeah, well, that's the thing with Formula One racing. You've got to take the talent, the strategy, the intelligence, as you said earlier, knowing that Webbsy may pick up a penalty and staying out there. All those things, they all factor in, and obviously a bit of luck as well. But yeah, mate, credit to you. You've done really well there, and that's back-to-back podiums, as you said. Marty, anything you want to add to Mercy before we get him out of here?
Nah, I mean, just the car was a rocket ship in a straight line. We looked at your top speed, 325, which was only really dumped on by the 330 of someone else who I can't think of at the moment. 330 of Sats and...
He was pretty fast.
Yeah, but you were definitely fast in a straight line. We saw somebody behind you. I think it might have been Webbsy at one point burning up the battery, and just... I think it was through turn 9, through that middle, the newly profiled DRS section down towards Graveyard, and he was burning and you weren't, and he just wasn't gaining. So, yeah, rocket ship in a straight line. How did the setup feel? Was it a good setup? Did you pinch it from someone else, or was it something you defined yourself?
I'll thank Wayne for the setup. He does his work for us. So I did drop the wings a bit because I know the obviously the DRS, you want that straight line speed. The same thing that happened with Yusuf in Jeddah. He just couldn't make the moves because he had no straight line. So
what wings were you running?
More of that.
Out of interest?
32.26, I believe.
Oh,
yeah, popular.
I know quite a few were sitting around there, so yeah, I dropped them down a bit just to try and help with those straights because they're the main spots you get the passes and the overtakes. So.
They really are. Yep. They really are. So now, well done, Mercy. Good race, mate. Good points for Aston Martin. And we won't say anything yet. We'll wait and see what happens in the stewards' room and go from there, mate. Well done.
Cheers, guys.
Yep, beautiful, Mercy. All right, well, we'll see you in a couple of weeks' time. But we do have the P3 podium winner in here. Of course, it is Suts from Alpine. He was in the Red Bull tonight because that's the car that they spat him in. He joined late into quali, but moments, I think he got caught up early on. A bit of a collision there, maybe lap 1, and just needed a safety car to put himself back into contention. How was it qualifying today for Satsi? Satsi, where are you?
I missed the picture, to be honest.
He missed it altogether, so would have gone from the back of the pack.
No. Last to first challenge, bruh.
Almost pulled off the Perez. So just run us through a bit of the race early on, if you don't mind, Suts, and what happened there and how you found your way onto the podium, mate, at the end.
Well, I came in starting last, so I'm like, oh well, here we go. I'm in the Red Bull, didn't even realise, and then just coming around the hairpin on lap 1, I don't know, got caught up with my teammate Extinct. Actually, got damage on the back of him and had to change my wing.
Oh, that's Gasly and Ocon from a couple of. That is unfortunate. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. And then at the box, and then I came back 30 seconds off, and then on those cold hards, I lost traction and hit the wall, and I caused that first VSC. I just took my front wing off, and then I had to box again, and then I was a full minute off, and then a couple of safety cars brought me back. Bit of luck with just other people, you know, DNFs and stuff, and then slowly crept my way up. And then the second last safety car boxing gone for the softs. I thought it was the wrong decision, but I was like, oh well, I've done it now. Let's just try and do what we can do here. And then we have another safety car, and I just thought I'm definitely boxing. I'm not staying out on 20% softs, and that's most likely will die. And then the mediums will be much quicker. So I thought a box turned out being a good decision. And then after the second DRS zone on the last lap, I noticed all the boys ahead were flashing, and I still about 22% ERS, so I just came out of the chicane, burned to the wall. I'm looking at back. Actually haven't made contact, but because I kind of the KLX and Yusuf just made contact, and I kind of slipped through, but I guess like my car was there, so I kind of made it pretty right. It wasn't like I don't know. I didn't make contact, so I don't know if I can. If I'm my fault there, but we'll see.
Yeah, it'll come out. If it was an incident, yeah, we'll just leave it to the stewards. But you got to say either way, mate. You did really well coming through the field, and I know Alpine has been struggling a little bit overall in Tier 1 at the moment. I think you're 16th overall at the moment on 12 points. So getting a podium here, it will kickstart your season here in Tier 1 at Alpine. So I'm sure Buster's wrapped with that performance. Sutsy, congratulations, Marty. Anything you want to add before we get out of here, mate?
Nah, just the usual stat stuff from me. I can tell you why you had so much ERS to burn at the end there, Sutsy. You were the fastest car in a straight line in the field at 330 kilometres an hour in a straight line. And you also finished on, from what I can see, the freshest tyres in the field, 17% softs from what my stats tell me. So just a rocket ship, mate, especially from last on the grid, bro. Like last the first challenge, eat your heart out, eh? So well done, mate. That is a podium. That's well earned.
Well.
Yeah. So, good race, bro. Good to see you on the podium. And I guess we'll see you in 3 weeks in Qatar for that banger.
Yep.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Perfect. All right.
Congratulations, Suts. Well done. And, as Marty said, 3 weeks, we will head to Qatar. So, yeah, we get a bit of a break here. So I just want to say thank you to all the admin team at Inters Racing League for putting this first half of the season together. It's been bloody successful, Marty. You obviously as head steward and your team have been doing a great job. Under fire, of course, it's a job that no one really wants to do, but there's only a few of us that put their hand up every season. So as much as we love to hate them, they do a thankless job. And to all the comms, your Battle Cat, all the guys behind the scenes crunching the numbers, Mercy, the tier coordinator, getting all the boys in the tiers where they're meant to be, all the team principals as well that I know work really hard behind the scenes to get their teams up every week. Anyone else I've forgotten? But yeah, it's been really good so far. So thank you, Marty, of course, joining me here, Tier 1 every weekend. And 3 weeks' time, we'll be back in Qatar for round 8 to kick off the second half of the season. And this is the halfway point, Marty. So it's all to play for, and looking forward to it.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been an absolute banger so far. Of course, we do get a bit of a break, which works out well for a few people who want to go away for the weekend and do a few things. I know I do, so I'm going to make the most of the couple of weeks off. Qatar is a very high-speed track, and it's just flat on the throttle. There's not a lot of passing opportunities, as a lot of the esports guys will tell you. You've just got to get the most out of the DRS zones and save your ERS, because there's just not a lot of heavy braking zones. So that's going to be an absolute banger. Of course, one of the newest tracks on the calendar, and one of the highest temperatures as well. I see they've actually changed it in real life, because a lot of the drivers were fainting after the race. So I can't wait to see what happens there. So final thoughts, Broseph, on the season so far? We're at the halfway point.
Final thoughts. Look,
tell us your deepest secrets.
I probably thought, deepest. I'm not going to go that far, Marty. But look, I probably thought KLX would have been leading at this point of the season. Joseph has been a real standout at Ferrari, you've got to say. He stepped up from Tier 2, and to see him dominating the way he has in Tier 1 has really been a standout for me this season. Of course, Mercy as well, stepping up into Tier 1 after being the champion there, with Joseph and yourself chasing him down last season, and Mercy going back-to-back podiums. So they both slotted into Tier 1 seamlessly, and that's been my highlight for the season so far, mate. What about yourself before you take us out of here?
Oh man, I don't even know. It's always a pleasure being here on Sunday night. I wouldn't have it any other way. Tier 1, the top of the table boys, just fighting it out. Good to see the Tier 2 champion there, Mercy, doing a fantastic job. Of course, Webbsy and the McLaren doing a great job as well. Chillpill is one to watch out for. Yusuf getting a little bit of Chillpill shout out. Yusuf getting a little bit of a challenge, I'll be honest, in the last few races. Broseph, he hasn't exactly finished the top one spot that we thought he might. But of course, still leading.
What's been hurting him a little bit there is Broke Vegan has been a little bit hot and cold the last few races, and we know Yusuf and Broke Vegan were working tremendously well together in the first opening rounds here. So I think that might be hurting Yusuf a little bit, but we know he's got the talent to pull it off by himself, no doubt about it. So, looking forward to Qatar in 3 weeks. So yeah, Marty, just lead us out and we'll say goodbye.
Yeah, sounds good. All right. Well, as ever, I've been Marty B in the hot seat up here in Skyrace Control with Broseph Coop, and it is always a fantastic time here on Sundays. So we won't see you in 7 days. We will see you in 21 days on Sunday at Qatar in the heat. Peace.